So now I'm going to tell you about the specific project I've been working on lately. I had this old necklace, it's bone, and it had this elephant head which I really liked, but it peeled off right here, and it was a cool necklace because the back of it, there's the holes here, and it's the two strand. So what it did is it fed through those holes, these two beads here, and these two beads here were actually on the inside like spacers. And then it sat high on the neck, and it looked really cool, except for the funky elephant on it. I've been planning on carving a new elephant head for it. You know, I make stuff to sell, I make custom orders for people when they ask me for symbols that are particularly meaningful to them. But this one I'm making for me. So, how to do this? I cut out a piece of rosewood. I think I took it off at the end here. I don't remember whether it was this piece or not. Yeah, it probably was, because I had to start with something really thick. You always got to start oversized. You need something to be about 20%, maybe even 25% bigger than what you're going to end up with. So I cut out the shape on the scroll saw, and of course this was all rosewood. Later on I added these pieces of bone to make like the ivory tusks. And then it was just a long process of cutting this out, using my different burrs and stuff, getting these scoops in here for the ears, getting the eyes positioned right. I didn't want to just glue it because it just wasn't enough of a guarantee that it wouldn't come off, whether I used crazy glue or whether I used any kind of bonding or contact cement or anything, it could eventually let go. So what I did is I actually put pins in here. I had to watch the depth, and those pins had to go far enough through the wood and into the bone, but not too far. Because when I sanded it later, I don't want them to pop through in the front. So a lot of engineering in this. So after cutting it and shaping it, one side was a little lopsided for a while. I had to sort of bring that down so the two ears matched each other, and then mount those pieces of bone on there. I wanted to do the same kind of thing on here. There was a lot to that. I'm trying to keep these widths correct because you want to have it stable. But more importantly, I had already kind of done this here in the middle, and then I realized that once I drilled the holes and put these beads through and had these spacers in the middle, it still wasn't going to give me enough room down in here. Likewise, the ears are still too thick. I'm going to have to plane those off so I get down to a depth where it will adapt to not the spacers, because they'll fit just fine in the middle, but these beads, which will be on the outside, they can't stick out, they got to be flat. So I use my rotary tool here, and I've been doing this to get the inside. You see I made a bunch of dust here. And then, well, this is round. How do you get corners on that? I'm going to use bits like this, getting the angle. I've got it to about 4 millimeters deep. I have to check both sides. Yep, I got it about 4. Well, really it is 4 exact. But I don't have that on here. These are only 2 millimeters of tolerance. So I'm going to have to take these ears down another 2 millimeters. I use the rotary tool here. Have to be extremely careful with this because the nature of the rotary is as you're going back and forth like this, if it grabs for just a split second, it can go right around the front and gouge the part that's finished already. Nice and square. I'll be doing the other side, and I will keep working at that until I get this 2 millimeters on both sides all the way down to the 4 millimeters that I have for this depth on the inside. The scary thing is, as I make this thinner, I also have to watch out because you've got the concavity here of the ears. So you want to go down far enough, but not too far.